It's a beautiful island. It's the original Spice Island. The thing I miss most is it's that sense of community.
Oh, what's your name?
Okay, my name is Kathleen Nesta, Calder originally, but now Senessie.
Mhm. And where in Carriacou were you born?
I believe I was born in Mount Pleasant.
You believe?
Yeah, but I wasn't there. Actually, no, tell a lie. I think I was born in Bel Air Hospital.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And what were your parents? What did your parents do in Carriacou at the time?
My mother, I guess, was a housewife. My father managed the roads.
Mm,
He was in charge of building the roads.
right.
Mm.
Okay. Um, so leaving the island, when did you leave Carriacou?
I left March 1961.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why did you leave Carriacou? Why did you decide to
I
leave?
had no choice. I came with my family, with my brothers and sisters, to meet my parents who were already here.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So, what was Birmingham like when you first arrived?
Cold, very cold. This was when winters were really winters. The snow was thick on the ground, and the people were not very friendly, but it was interesting to
Mm-hmm.
say the least.
Okay. So, how did that make you feel when you came?
Well, it was quite terrifying, actually. I mean, things were completely new. I remember one of my first experiences was going into, I think it was Woolworths. The five of us, we went shopping. Well, just probably just looking around the shops, and I remember going into the big store, and then all of a sudden, my four siblings, they were going up the escalator, but I was terrified. I wasn't going to go up it, so they're on the way up, and I'm stuck down here. But then I got scared, so I didn't want to be left behind. So I had to go up, and by the time I went up, they'd come back down to meet me. So well, it was after that. I guess going up on the escalator wasn't a problem.
So, were there many people from Carriacou here at the time?
There was a nice community at the time. Um, we lived on Beaches Road, and I think everybody I knew was from Carriacou. So it was nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, food memories. So, what food reminds you most of home?
I think it would have to be cuckoo and okra
Yeah.
with saltfish.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What dishes did your family cook in particular? What range of dishes did they cook?
Um, I guess pea soup. Um, what else? Pumpkin soup.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, dumplings. What else? Ooh, I don't know.
So, culture and communities. Do people from Carriacou still meet up here?
They probably do, but I guess growing up in Handsworth, surrounded by other cultures, we're kind of not so involved. I mean, if there's a funeral or something or marriage, then yes. But apart from that, we very much live within the culture that we're in now, which is a pity in a way. But I guess you have to get used to your community and
Mm-hmm.
be part of it.
What uh, what what kind of like um, Carriacou customs have you kept?
I don't know if I have actually kept any.
Any kind of
Um,
traditions or
that,
in regards to food or the way you bring your kids up or the way you speak to people, anything like that?
okay. obviously, the way my parents brought us up is the way that I have continued to grow my children. But whether it's particular to Carriacou, I'm not sure. Probably because of my faith more than because of where I come from. That's what kind of um, informs how I bring up the kids, if you like.
Mhm. So, on reflection, what do you miss most about the island?
Not the mosquitoes. I suppose to be honest, the thing I most miss most is it's that sense of community, because the community is completely different here. There, you really feel absorbed by it. Here, you kind of struggle to keep up with it. If you like, if you understand what I mean, it's more it's more together, or at least it used to be. I don't know if it would be like that now, but I think it has to do with the way the world has developed anyway. So it probably isn't even that way there. We'll see. I don't know.
Mhm. What would you want younger generations to know about Carriacou?
It's a beautiful island. It's the original Spice Island. It's it's life. It's where family begins for us and for those acquainted with me.
Mhm. Okay. Do you remember the first meal you ate when you went back to Carriacou after living in England?
Whoa. Do I remember the first meal I ate? That would be in, um, I think it was 80, 86 when I went back. And it was to Uncle Sydney's house. Can I remember I think it would have been pea soup, I think, because that's really fresh gungo pea soup with everything in it,
Nice.
except pork and that. Mm, yeah, it's nice. What I missed as well is asham. Asham,
What's
parched
Asham?
corn, ground ground up fine, and then just add a bit of sugar to it. It's beautiful.
Mm.
I
Just
guess,
eat it just like that?
yeah. But this is what's contributed to who I am, I guess. Hmm.
Folk tales. What did people say would happen if you saw a large arbless?
I have no idea what a larger blitz is. Sorry, I don't know.
Did you hear of any folk tales or when you were
Um,
growing up?
I was 4. I can't remember. I don't know.
Did
I
your
can't
parents
remember.
ever speak about it when you did come to
Nah,
England?
nah. I didn't need to speak about that.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
What were you not allowed to do as a child?
As a child,
Mm.
I don't know. I think I can't remember not being allowed anything. I guess as a child, I was pretty much spoiled. I was the little goody two shoes. I got on with everybody. So I don't remember being restricted in any way. Uh,
What did a normal day look like in Carriacou from what you remember?
for me, from
Can you?
what
Yeah.
I remember playing in the yard,
Mhm.
playing with. There's a little insect that we used to play in the ground, and before we came over here, and I can't remember the name of the insect, but we'd say to it, "Show me England," because our parents had already gone, so we wanted to see what England was like, and it's just something that sticks in my mind. I can't remember what the response was, but it was a little insect. I don't like insects, but there you go. And then I remember playing under the house and picking cotton. And I do remember the time when a car came down into the garden I remember that time, and I know that we've spoken with my siblings about it. Um, I think somebody probably left the brakes on or something, because where we lived was on the decline. I don't think anybody was hurt because of it, but that kind of sticks in my mind. And then I remember the day that your grandmother came down the road bawling because grandma had died. I remember that specifically because she's coming from the hospital. I guess it's something you don't forget. And I mean, the way that I remember grandma now is because of your pictures.
And
But I
Rosie.
didn't, yeah, yeah. But I can't remember her for myself. But see, so that has been nice, actually. Mm.
So you don't remember Tam Rosie at all.
I don't remember her.
Who taught you how to cook?
Mhm. I guess it was mom. Mom,
Was she a good cook?
she was. She was a very good cook, but she loved, especially. I loved baking. She loves baking bread. Remember, every Friday we'd come home from school and there'd be the fresh smell of bread and bun. And it was really nice. But by Monday, all the bread was gone. So it was always so nice coming up on Friday. And the bread was so nice, hot with melted butter on it. Ugh, that contributed to who I am.
In a good way.
Mm. Mm.
What would you want someone visiting Carriacou to experience?
I think if you visit Carriacou, you definitely have to go into the actual people experience. Visit the homes, taste the food, see the way they play, learn their history, because it's who we are. What can't you understand? I guess when I think of Carriacou as a people, we are unique, we are special. Um, and unless you go there and you see and you experience the ambience, you talk to them, you um, spend time with them, you wouldn't understand who they are. And the thing that I love about Carriacou is the African influence, especially the big drum celebration, um, and what it pertains to. I mean, it's strange that I'm married to Sierra Leonean, and from obviously they've had a big impact on people of Carriacou. Maybe I was directed to that person. Who knows? It was wow. Well, I guess you've got to experience it. Go to a big drum, see what it's about. You feel the feels and see the people. Hmm?
Powerful. Anything that you want to add about your experience in Carriacou that we haven't covered?
Going back after so many years, it was really it was a great experience, and having taken Solomon with me and have him experience what it's like to experience Carriacou and see it from an African perspective, it just kind of solidifies that you know we are who we are because of where we come from. I know genetically we're from Ghana or Nigeria, and we don't have any mention of Sierra Leone. But I guess Mind you, I think that's because of the white man's interpretation of, separation of the clan, because we're all Africans together, and because our minds has been to separate the clans, it's made us different, made us look at things differently. So we are all one people, and really, we need to remember that. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much.
Well, all right. Hope it makes sense.
Thank you.